Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm your favorite medical microbiologist, and today we'll be talking about masturbation, the side effects of masturbation, causes of masturbation. We know masturbation is actually an act that a lot of people are struggling to stop. Many people are struggling with it. It's actually a bittersweet. It's actually like something you don't want, but you end up doing, and when you're doing, you feel so disgusted. And it's something that many people are struggling with, both married people, single people, teenagers, people who are over 60, people who are even menopausal are doing. So it's something that needs to be spoken about. So firstly, I want us to target the causes of masturbation. Now, there are two main topics, two main points of masturbation, of causes of masturbation. The first is the spiritual part, and the second is the non-spiritual part. The spiritual part will have to do with evil covenants, will have to do with Leviathan, the serpent. That if you're a Christian, you will understand what I'm talking about. Spirit husband, spirit wife, you know. And that is not the part we will be focusing on. We will be focusing on the non-spiritual part. Now, this is when you will notice someone who feels rejected, maybe a lady or a guy who has experienced or who has had a lot of bad relationships. Some have been sexually molested or physically molested or emotionally abused, and self-worthlessness, lack of self-love, you know. And sometimes when you have people who are keeping secrets. So there are many causes, and I think every individual has a story to why they start masturbating. And if we can tackle the cause, actually, it will be easier for us to stop it. So let's go to the side effects. What are the side effects of masturbating? Point number one: feeling empty after it. No matter how many times you masturbate, after doing it, you feel worthless. An act that starts because someone is feeling worthless or feeling abandoned or unloved, but at the end of the day, after the person does it, him or her does it, the person still feels the same. So actually, masturbation is just like a world that just keeps you moving round and round, you know, but without actually giving you a solution to the cause of you feeling that way, the way you feel about yourself. And point number two, social distancing. Many people who masturbate don't have friends or are not very close to people. That means they will spend a few hours with you when they feel like, and they are off. Trust me, they distance themselves from a lot of people. They feel fine when they are by themselves, and that is the whole madness around it. If you're looking for love, you have been abandoned, you have been molested, and you whatever, instead of coming towards people or allowing people to come towards you that will show you love, the person who is masturbating blocks them off. Like, in as much as people want to show you love, you will just want to be alone. So that's what actually happens, and it's real bad with masturbation. You also experience premature ejaculation. In males, you become a 1 minute man. 1 minute man. That means you ejaculate to a point that you don't have control on what happens up here and down here. You know that ejaculation for a male is controlled up here. When the man is up here, it's okay. It's okay for him to be sexually okay. But sometimes he can't even control the stimulus to the ejaculation, and everything gets wrong. Gets wrong and goes wrong. Next point is low sperm count. When you've masturbated 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you realize that your your semen, the quality of your semen begins to reduce, and as well you experience low sperm count. Another point, which is a spiritual point, is it drains your spiritual energy. If you are a Christian, a believer in Jesus Christ, you will experience low fire, low spiritual fire. It will drain the anointing of God upon your life. Next point, it affects a male erection. If you're constantly masturbating, you will notice that your erection is going to be affected. Totally affected. You will not be okay with the way your erection angle is even going to be messed up. You will be having an erection very slowly, and you must be watching something. Something is not going to be right with your erection as a male, whether you're with your spouse or not. Next point is the embarrassment of constantly touching genitals in public. You will find a grown male or a grown woman who would lose their consciousness and just put their hands in their pants and they are touching their genitals. And before you know it, they are lost. That they could be in class or at work and they are thinking about, how they are feeling, and before you know it, they ejaculate. And for women, if they can't touch themselves or send their hands right into their pants, they will go to the toilet to do that, or they will wear underwear, or it has a thinner under, like a thong or a string, that it will be easier for them to just sit down and move themselves and still have that stimulation. And they are constantly moved by being wet. As a woman, you want to be constantly wet, feel wet down there. Next point is you don't feel any focus, you don't feel any need for a sexual partner, you don't enjoy intimacy with your partner anymore, you don't make the effort to satisfy your partner or to communicate with your partner on how to satisfy you, because you can satisfy yourself. And next point is you always unfocus. You have an unfocused mind all the time. You could be at work and all you're thinking about is it. You're thinking about different ways on how to please yourself instead of being productive. It's a circle that never has an exit. It's a circle that is very polluting. It's a circle that many want to get out from, but they can't. And that is to explain to you that there is some form of, should I say, evil involved in it, because it's something you imagine it's something that you love doing, but when you do it, you feel bad about it, or you don't like yourself after it, or you feel awful, and no matter how many times you do it, you don't get satisfied, and all it wants you to do is to keep doing it, and you never get satisfied. I don't know if you understand. And anything in the world that has to make you feel like you don't need anyone, or you can do all by yourself, is not very good. Constant depression and feeling worthless. You constantly be feeling like you're worthless. You constantly be feeling, that means that the causes will never be taken away. The causes of masturbation will never be tackled. You will still you still feel this big hole within you that you're trying to fill, and it's something that you should tackle. Also, you'll be having constant wet dreams. Constant wet dreams. Also, it causes physical and mental tiredness. All the ejaculation, it drains you physically. You feel tired and you want to sleep, and your brain is tired. When you constantly have ejaculations, let me tell you something. There's nobody that can say that he ejaculates just once in a day. As long as you can do it, and most times you have people who do it just because they want to feel tired and fall asleep. So it's just also something that you do because you know that you lose energy, or you it takes that tension away from your stress, and then you fall asleep. Till next time, bye-bye.